Soryu has decided that he is sick of me perverting the true teachings of Zen by mixing it with Vipassana. And also my cavalier and arrogant attitude, claiming that there have never been any good meditation teachers, although there have been and are great ones, needs to be chastised in public. You didn't expect that, did you? So we're going to show you how it's done. And he's good at it. And he's like a professional. I don't know if you know, but he's like arguably the best tennis player in Vermont. He's a professional athlete, and he's young, and he's strong. He might break it, okay? Okay, so would you like to say anything? Why don't you come up here and tell your Keisaku stories?
I actually went through a similar experience, so I don't have very much new to say.
Really?
Yeah, I went into the temple, and for the first period of time, the Keisaku actually seemed, maybe this isn't the same, it seemed kind of fun. I was young and felt very tough, and I was good at meditation and all this, and I liked it that I was in a tough place with people who'd hit me, and it was kind of fun. And there came a point when, which I actually talked about earlier today, when I started to notice how distracted I actually was, which I'd never noticed because I was too distracted to notice.
Yeah, T.S. Eliot, distracted from distraction
by distraction.
Yeah.
So I was distracted to the point that I sometimes believed that when I would be thinking I'm pretty good at this, and not noticing that I was distracted from my meditation when I was thinking how good I was at the meditation. And there came a very horrifying, really, transformation when I noticed that I actually couldn't keep my concentration, in my estimation at that point, for even 1 second. Couldn't keep my mind on anything for a second, and I started to have a great deal of insecurity. And it was really at that point when the Keisaku turned into something horrifying. And then the person would carry the Keisaku, and at least for me, the self-talk was all negative about them. What's this terrible person doing, trying to hurt us and wreck this monastery with violence and all of that. And it was really quite a while before I managed to work through that in a similar way, though. Harada Roshi actually began to regularly carry it. For a long sit, he would carry it very slowly through the Zendo. And it was that presence that it really felt as he moved. You mentioned that wave. It was like there was just a force of such energy penetrating my body, and it particularly would penetrate my legs, which were in extreme pain. Early on, I decided I would only sit in full lotus. I don't know why I decided that, but I decided to only sit in full lotus. And that meant that I was in extreme pain pretty much all the time. Definitely the most pain I've ever experienced. And as he would walk this sphere, it's like a sun, it's like a comet. It's just like this amazing force of power would move and would start to kind of penetrate my body. And there was so much resistance to the pain and to the Keisaku coming that I would resist that power, which made it hurt so much more. And it wasn't until I really just freaked out one time as he was about to hit me. It wasn't until that happened. And I was shaking, you understand, just shaking, just and trying to bow like this. It was just unbelievably terrible. It wasn't until there was a point there when it's just too much, and it's just easier to not do that anymore. Just easier, not better, not, oh good, I've got a great idea, I'll stop resisting. Not like that. It was just, I just can't anymore. Just, no. And so, at the moment, it penetrates, finally. Sometimes I say it's sort of like going to the bathroom when you really have to. You finally just let yourself, you can finally go to the bathroom. And it felt kind of like that, but just coming in and flowing through. And then it's uplifting. It's just uplifting. You feel kind of like you're floating. So I actually came back also to the U.S. and I was using it. I actually haven't really used the Keisaku that much here. And I don't think we shouldn't. I don't think it's a good idea to make it seem as if it's sort of like, war stories or like this is a heroic device or something. It's not. It's just a tool. I don't think that a system that uses it has everything going right. To not use it is just great. But today we'll show you how it's done.
Sorry, I have to deserve it, right? Okay. Game face. Oh, yeah. So now you know. Thanks, Arya. So wow. I'm sorry, it's I'm a little giddy. Yeah. It's just good. You know what's going to happen now, right? I was like, but he charges $25.